and you know, I can do my part in helping other people get ready for the season, and you know, for myself to just continue to get better each day.
How important is it for some of this show?
Very, because you know, it starts with us. You know, with every snap, and a lot of the calls and a lot of the stuff is determined by me in terms of where people are going and which way things are going. So it's very important.
Since you've been here, coaching changes, conference change, is this as stable as things have been?
For sure, not a question.
Expand upon how important that is to have that stability where you're not talking about things not necessarily related to what's happening on the field.
You go back, you know, you go back into the season with 4 guys, returning 4 guys, 5 guys that have played. You know, I think today we put in a couple plays, whereas normally we would just start with 1 or 2 plays on the first day. We started with several today, so we get, you know, I think we got a head jump on that.
You've talked about this team embracing Smash Mouth football. Was there a good spirit out there to that? Guys,
yeah, it's hard to embrace Smash Mouth football without pads on, but we, you know, as best as you can, you got to be physical. I think we work as best as you can without pads.
I guess I saw one drill where Coach was yelling, "Get dirty" to you guys or whatever. I mean, is that
yeah, that was a screen drill, and what Coach wanted us to emulate as much of a cut block as we could. But you know, without pads on, without shoulder pads on, you don't want to dive all over the ground because you know you risk injury.
Is that sort of the mentality though? I mean, that's what he's trying to push in you guys to be aggressive. And,
yeah.
I mean, is that, you know, I guess, and how did Trey and Chad, because they can get around a little bit? I mean, Tom back there was sort of back there. I guess, what does that more work for you guys, I guess, because of...
Yeah, we're not worried about that. We're worried about our job. We're going to do what we do. We want to run the football. We want to protect the quarterback. Any more than that, can't think of it.
How's it feel to be with the ones from day one?
Good. Yeah, someone just asked that question, but yeah, no, it feels real well to be able to start out, and you know, you had your job, and like I said, you help other guys get ready for the season, and you know, I'm trying to get better every day, but I can do my job to help everyone else out.
You're like an old hand at this, huh?
Yeah. 4th camp, and it feels like my 4th camp.
4 starters returned from that foot spot. How's DJ?
Good, very good. Strong, fast, in shape. Everyone looks good.
Is that a pretty easy transition for him to the guard?
You know, you got to ask him that, but in my opinion, I think guard would be easier, but I've never played guard or tackle in Pitt or in the ACC or, you know, Big East, so that's a question for him. But I think I know scheme-wise you're by yourself, you're one-on-one more with at tackle than you are guard, so I'm sure I hope you find a guard.
Speak to the calmness or consistency that exists here that you didn't perhaps when you were here earlier in your career.
There's a lot of changes that happened, a lot of things go on, but it's, you know, I think what pops into my mind with that is trust. I think we trust Coach. We trust Coach Chris and all the other coaches, and they're starting to trust us, and we're getting there. I don't think we're there yet, but we're getting there.
Using the word trust, what did the bowl game do for Chad, and maybe how you guys having him have a game on tape like that?
A lot. He led us to a win in the second half of the bowl game, and with us knowing that he can go in and win a football game with us, for us, that's cool. That's a good feeling. So he's got a lot to prove still, but we're behind him.